Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Get Creative with Polemy. Today we'll be doing a palette knife landscape and I want my painting to have a oil painting look, so I'll explain each and every technique for that. Enjoy! For palette knife painting, we have some acrylic paints. These are normal paints. If you have just normal acrylic paints, those would be fine. Some brushes. I've got 3 palette knives, but if you have just one of these, that's fine. And I want to give this painting an oil painting look because I'm using thick paint. So I'm using this acrylic gloss gel medium, which I'll be mixing with the normal paints. And in case you do not have this, I would highly recommend you to use a heavy body white color, which you'll mix with any acrylic paint, and that will make the paint very thick and will give you an oil painting look. Also, I'm using a stretch canvas, which is an 11 by 14 canvas. I messed the canvas up and I was so sad. Then I thought that I would do a palette knife painting, because for that we always use thick paints, and finally we'll get a oil painting look. So let's start. So I'm using 1 portion of the heavy gel and 5 portion of white heavy body color. 5 portion as in if you squeeze your bottle 5 times, you'll get that paint, and with that just 1 portion of the heavy gel, mix it very well, and we'll be using this white color as and when required with other colors. So this is a mixture of white and ultramarine blue. And as we come towards the horizon would be more white. Since we are doing impressionism, I'll talk a bit about impressionistic landscape. It is a 19th century art movement that was started by some artists who was Paris based. The brush strokes are small, thick, yet bold and visible. We emphasize more on the depiction of light effects. As the name suggests, it is not definite, but it's towards abstract, and we put impressions of the subject we are painting, like trees, houses, landscape. Colors here are applied side by side and we don't overblend it. And if you want to sell your art, do a lot of impressionism, as this is the demand of the day. So far we have just used white and ultramarine blue to give the sky another color, make it a little more interesting. I'm using phthalo blue and white. Remember, when you use phthalo blue, it is so strong a color, you have to use it a little bit to get the color. Also, as I always say, that acrylic paint generally dries up 2 shades deeper. You would like to keep it light using a lot of white, because when it dries up, it will dry 2 shades deeper. So here I'm using very thick paint. I'm having some difficulty because it is a used canvas, I'm sure if you use a wood panel or a canvas, you won't have so much difficulty in doing a palette knife. So here I am applying thick paint phthalo blue and sometimes putting ultramarine blue and sometimes phthalo blue to break the monotony in the sky. But remember to keep your horizon light using white, and when you do the side of the canvas, you can use a brush or you can use palette knife. Now as you come to the horizon, use light color. I'm using very light color, more of white. Also for the clouds, I'm using pure titanium white. In between the clouds, as we look up the sky, you can use a bit of purple, red, or sometimes yellow, because that is how usually clouds look like. And the upper layer or the sides of the cloud, you can use pure white. Make your cloud look interesting. You can play with your cloud with purples, reds, and yellows. When you do your clouds, go in circular motion and keep the painting very loose. Don't overblend it. Let the paint take its own place. Later when the paint dries, if you want to highlight the cloud lines with white, you can always come back and do it. So this was about the sky. Now we'll be doing the trees in the horizon, and for that use green, but please keep it very light, because when it's the horizon, it is always very light, as in when we come closer it will be deeper. So use a lot of white, and there's a trick in between. You can use cobalt blue, because that gives you a sense of depth, that it is in colors, and it shows that it is very far off. So this is the color of the cobalt blue, so use it when you are doing the horizon along with your greens, reds, and yellows. We'll be doing the ground as the same way we did the sky. The colors I'm using is sap green, yellow, yellow ochre, white, phthalo green, and in the foreground for the deeper color we are using mixture of phthalo blue, phthalo green, and red, not using any black. And for the water I'm using white and phthalo blue. I've mentioned the colors in the description box. Now look at this. When you do palette knife, you just put impressions. You don't do details. And in the foreground, as I said, foreground has to be always deep color, and the horizon is always light color. Palette knife painting is always considered to be impression landscapes, where you do not put details. So this is day 2. I have not taken any decision on the day 1, because as I said, the colors settle down and gets very deeper. So I'm happy with the sky, I'm happy with the water, the reflection, the foreground, which is meant to be dark, but I don't think so. I'm happy with the dark color in the horizon. So we'll quickly make some sunshine fields. It's okay to keep the horizon line but not so dark. So I'm using yellow, white, and I'll be using cobalt blue and white to make it more lighter, and would put some flowers here and there to complete the painting. And so far I've not used any brush, it's just palette knife. Friends, I do not have an overhead camera, so tried to capture the painting from all angles. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and for new viewers, please do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon for future videos. So this is a final impressionistic landscape, a beautiful flower bed riverside landscape which you can try at home. We are at home. Try something new, try this palette knife painting in the comment section. Let me know how did you like it, and if you like my paintings and channel, do subscribe, share, like, hit the bell icon for future videos. Till my next video, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.